68 judge. And I'm publishing the last four digits are 1459.
Thank you, Mr.
I'm going to pause it at 7:34. Detective, did you have opportunity to review various angles on from the Texaco gas station?
Yes, sir, I did.
And were you able to, there's a gentleman on the right-hand side. Is that consistent with other angles that you've seen of the code of mass purchase that's previously been introduced?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank Detective Harrison, you have an opportunity to speak with the defendants.
Yes, sir, I did.
I'm going to direct your attention to Josiah Hewlett. You have an opportunity to speak with Josiah Hewlett.
Yes, sir.
Have you, Ms. Hughes has been previously marked as State's Exhibit 107. Do you recognize State's 107? 107. You recognize State's 107?
Yes, sir, I recognize it.
What does it contain?
This is the audio and video recorded interview that I conducted with Josiah Hewley at Gwinnett County Police Headquarters after he was arrested.
More specifically, sir, is it redacted according to legal demands and court orders?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Judge, we tender State's 107 at this time.
No objection, Judge. I don't know that I have a standing to object on it, so I have no objection.
And just one question for record purposes. You did review the original video in and of itself? The full video?
Yes, ma'am. I've reviewed the full original video of the audio and video recorded interview with Mr. Hewley.
And that exhibit is taken from that complete interview?
Correct, other than the redacted portions like Mr. Melvin previously mentioned.
I have no objection at this point.
All right, I'm gonna read the, are you about to publish that?
With the court's permission.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see a video. I've directed parts of the video to be removed for this presentation as to not unnecessarily extend the duration of this trial. Removed portions may include periods of dead time, matters bearing no relation to the case before you, or for specific legal reasons that are not proper for your consideration. You are not to draw any inferences for or against either party based on the removal of portions of this video by the court. What law enforcement says is not evidence. As you view the video, you will hear the interviewing officers make certain statements to the defendant. I caution you that the declarations or statements of any law enforcement officers are not evidence, and you should not consider such statements as evidence unless such statements are proven to you by other competent evidence. All right, go ahead.
All right, just like I said earlier, I'm Detective Harrison. This is Detective George Stead. How's it going? I know out in the parking lot you were asking a little bit as far as what's going on, why you're here, if you're detained or under arrest and all that. So we'll get into all that. I do need to talk to you about a case that I'm investigating. That's why you're here, so we'll get into the specifics and all that. But just before we do any of that, I just got to verify some of your information, your name, phone number, address, all that stuff. And then if you want to talk to me about that, find out what's going on, we'll just go ahead and roll into that, okay? All right? Just to confirm your last name, am I pronouncing that right? Is it Hewley?
Hewley, the G sound. Hewley.
Okay, I thought, okay. Hewley. Okay.
Yeah, Hewley. Like the Hewley.
Gotcha. And your first name is Josiah? Okay. You have a middle name?
No.
Okay. What's your date of birth?
March 23rd, 2002.
And what's your current address?
2869 Field Spring Drive, Lithonia, Georgia, 30058.
Okay. You live there by yourself or with other people?
With my dad, stepmom, and sisters.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
Since 2019.
Okay, so you've been there for a few years.
Yeah.
What's your phone number? You got a cell phone?
Yes. 470-886-5190.
Okay, and that's your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay, do you work?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm coming out of my interview, and they just bum rushed me.
Okay, where was that at? Where was the
At
interview?
on my construction site, CTS, traffic control.
How'd the interview go?
I got the job.
Did you?
Nice, good for you.
Yeah. What kind of construction is it?
It's like, you know, the ones that put the slow signs up, the go.
Oh, at the road, the road stuff?
Cone.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you working anywhere before that?
Yeah, I just recently left a job because they relocated and it was too far. That's why I was going over there. I was working at a warehouse called Home Shelf.
Home shelf. Like home goods kind of stuff?
Like we package Kroger goods and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, like I said, we'll go ahead. We'll talk about why you're here. I can explain everything. I know you got some questions for me. I've got a few questions for you, but just before we get into any of those specifics, beyond just verifying who you are and all that, I do have to read you your rights just because you're in a police station. That's just what we got to do, and then I can go ahead and answer those questions, and we can talk about all that. Have you ever had your rights read to you before during an arrest or anything?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to read these to you, and then, like I said, we can go ahead and talk about everything, all right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to you have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. You understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
All right, man. Have these rights in mind. You want to talk to us?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I know you briefly said you applied for a job, or you went and interviewed for a job this morning, and then some police officers came and took you into custody out there right after you got out of the interview, and that was at CTS Traffic Control. Is that right? And then before that, you were working at Home Shelf, and you said it's a warehouse, like package stuff for Kroger and grocery stores and stuff like that. How long did you work there?
I worked there for like 4 or 5 months.
Okay. And where was that warehouse at?
It's like right by my house, Lithonia Industrial Boulevard. The address 2200 Lithonia Industrial Boulevard.
That's right by your house?
Yeah, it's like 4 minutes away from my house. I was going there every day, but they relocated to it's by Douglasville. Too far, just too far.
That's
I can't
really
remember
far.
the name.
And then that's why you stopped working there?
Yeah, I couldn't make the commute.
I talked to your dad just briefly, and he mentioned that you were over in Atlanta for a couple months. He said something about you said you were over there working.
Mm-hmm. I was working over there too, but it was like one of my friends, his father had a pressure washer little gig, so I would do that every now and then.
So was it just kind of like a side gig?
Yeah, it was like a side gig, just to keep some money in my pocket.
Okay, and y'all just did work in like the Atlanta area, or did you travel around?
Like I guess he had like a contract with it or something like that.
Gotcha.
So we just go around doing like pressure washing floors every.
Okay, and that was a buddy of yours
Yeah.
that had that company? Who was that?
It's really his father. It's not his company. It's his father's company.
Okay, what's his name? Your friend that his dad's got the company?
His name is Tayon.
Tayon? Okay. All right. When's the last time you saw Nuke? That family, they deserve it. Think about them. If you can't get past how it affects you, think about them. Think about that little girl.
Alright, so. I don't know, it's just like, I got in the car, and when I seen him get up, I tried to get out the car. But by the time when I got in the car, I seen his gun on the passenger seat. So, of course, my first instinct is I'm thinking he's gonna go for his gun, but he started grabbing me and hitting me. I didn't hit him back not one time. My whole thing was I was trying to get out of the car. I was trying to leave it alone. I even told him during the middle of the incident, I'm telling him out my mouth, I put this on my grandma's life, on every line I love. I'm telling him, I'll say, okay, get off of me. I'm finna get out your car. I'm like, get off of me. I'm finna get out your car. You got it. My bad. He's still just doing the most. It's just like, I don't know how he pushed me out the car. When he pushed me out the car, we fell. He tried to grab his gun, like I knew he was reaching for, like, when his gun was on the floor, I knew he was going for his gun. So I'm like, okay, when he grabbed his gun, he's finna shoot me. Even though I told him, like, I know he's finna shoot me. And then, it was how it happened. Like.
So what happened at that point? You dropped the gun on the ground.
The gun was in his hand. When we fell, it dropped.
Okay.
Inside the car.
When you got out of the car, what happened at that point?
The gun was on the floor when we got out of the car.
Which gun?
His gun.
Where was your gun?
In my pants.
Okay.
I never pulled it out. That's the whole point. I couldn't pull the gun out inside the car and shot him or something like that. I wasn't trying to touch that, man. I wasn't trying to do nothing like that.
I know that. I believe you. I mean, the video, I believe you. You're telling the truth about that. The video confirms it. But so his gun was on the floor.
At what point did you put it in your hand?
His gun?
Yeah.
When I was leaving the scene or something.
So did you shot him with your gun and then you took his gun after that? Is that right?
It's like, yeah.
So once he pushed you out of the car, his gun was on the floor of the car at that point, but y'all, okay, I'm sorry.
It was never on the floor.
Okay.
It was in the passenger seat the whole time. He had it on the passenger seat the whole time. He was in the passenger seat while he was parking the other side. I seen it. I didn't even touch it. But when he got up, he jumped in the car. He started hitting me, beating me up. And I'm telling him, like, you know, I'm leaving. You got it, bro. I'm not wrong. I was trying to do the right thing at the time. Like, I was trying to leave it alone. If I was really just cold-blooded, or I would have, as soon as he put his hands on me, I would have pulled my gun out, shot him, or do anything. That wasn't how it was supposed to go. The only reason the stuff happened how it happened, because I was in fear.
Okay.
I was in fear because I know he got a gun. And I'm thinking, like, I know, like, I've seen incidents like this before, like, it's one of those situations where it's like, I hate to say it like this, it was one of those situations where it's like, it's either you or him, like.
Okay.
But at the same time, the way it happened, it still wasn't supposed to happen like that. Death was not even supposed to be the outcome at all. Like,
We know, man. That's why we kept saying that. We know.
maybe an aggravated assault or something, but death, like, it's just like the way it happened. The movements,
the blink of an eye.
The movements, it just happened so fast, like.
So what happened? So he pushed you out of the car, and then walk me through what happened.
We both fell on the floor. Both of us fell on the floor. When I seen him, like, okay, so when we fell on the floor, I was about to run back to the car, but I seen him going for his gun, so then I was just like, boom, I seen him go for his gun, and I just pulled the gun out, but the way it was not supposed to, like, he wasn't supposed to get hit in the head, or, like, wherever he got hit at, he got hit in the head.
So you're saying you shot him, but you weren't meaning to shoot him in the head? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, he was moving towards his gun, like.
Where was the gun at that point?
On the floor. It was still on the floor.
In the car?
No, on the ground. In front of us.
Okay.
You
I thought you were saying the floor of the car. I got you. That's why I was confused. Okay.
You reaching for your gun, like, like you were moving, but it's just like, I didn't aim at his head. I ain't even do nothing like that. I ain't want to kill that man. If anything, I would not want to kill him. Like, it don't take to kill somebody to get away from something like that. Like, I know that it's just, everything just fell out of place.
So let me tell you this. First of all, you're doing the right thing here. Like I said, you really are. What you just said confirms what we already know in terms of that this was not supposed to go that way. And if nothing else, it's important to get that out. I do need to just clarify a few things just to make sure that we understand, what all happened. So after you shot him, you ran back to the car, and then you took his gun, right? What did you do with his gun and your gun?
I threw him somewhere in the sewer.
In a sewer? Where was that at? Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact street. I don't remember. I just know it was on the east side.
East side of Atlanta or DeKalb?
Like DeKalb.
You have any idea where that was? Was it near like a business? Can you think of a business that you were near? Something to help?
I can't remember.
All right, so just kind of walk me through this, and this, I already know a lot of this, but it just helps to have the clear picture as far as what happened. So you shot him, you went back to the car, you grabbed his gun, got in the Mercedes. I know you went back to DeKalb, you went to the apartment complex. I know that after y'all got there that you went back to your house, but just, it needs to be explained. How did you get back to your house? Did they go to the apartment and then you got, how did you get back to your house?
I caught a bus to my house.
You caught a bus from the apartment complex or near the apartment complex?
I think I was at the store when I caught the bus. I was leaving the store. I went and got me something to drink.
Okay. You still have the guns with you at that point?
I think so.
When did you get rid of the guns?
Like the same day?
The same day? Okay. So tell me this, because this can just kind of help me. You went back to your house.
I never went back to the house with my gun.
You did not take them back to the guns? Or to the house?
To the house.
So you got rid of them before you got back to the house?
Yes.
So did you get off the bus somewhere and get rid of them?
I think that is what I did. I think.
Okay. So you got off the bus somewhere. Did you get back on the bus, or did you walk to your house from there?
Did I get back on the bus? I think I got back on the bus.
Okay. So you stopped, you got off the bus, you just ditched the guns in a sewer, and then just got back on the bus, is that right? Think hard, man. Do you remember where that was? Roughly. I mean, it's close to your house, so I mean, it's just a couple miles from the place that they took the Mercedes, so it's got to be somewhat familiar.
Because the bus goes straight down.
What business is near there? I mean, gas station?
I can't.
Okay.
I can't really say.
I guess, I'm curious, what was the conversation like in the car when y'all left QUikTrip?
I just I didn't mean to do it. I was panicking. I really was panicking because I did not mean for that to happen like that. I didn't know what to think. I was just I didn't mean to do it, bro.
I believe you, man. I really do. But, like I said, what's done is done at this point. The most important thing as far as where we're at now is that you did the right thing. Like I said, for nothing else, for that guy's family, for his little girl.
You stood up and you were alone today.
They're going to get some closure, and they're going to know what happened. And they deserve that, and you did the right thing. And I know that's not easy. It's really not. But I can honestly say that based on what I already know, what you said, that I feel confident that you've been honest and truthful with us at this point as to what happened and why it happened the way that it did, and that it wasn't supposed to go that way, but it like you said, things just, I don't remember what your exact words, but you said things just fell out of place, I think. But, we're where we are now, and the family will at least know what happened, and they deserve that. Is there anything else that you want to say to me? We're still going to get your DNA. We still got to do that. And compared to that, I did tell you, you do got the warrant, so you do got to go to jail. It's going to be in the court's hands at this point as far as how it plays out. I don't know how it's going to play out. All I can answer right now is that I'm going to go get a search warrant. I'm going to get your DNA. That won't take but a few minutes once I get the warrant, and then we're going to take you over to the jail, and we'll get you booked in, okay? Do you need to You want to call anybody? You've got your phone. You call your dad or anybody?
I need to call somebody.
You need to call somebody? Okay, that's no problem. I'll go get your phone. You need some more water?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get you some more water. I'll get you your phone. Give me a few minutes. We'll be back in here. We'll let you make some phone calls, okay?
If you need anything, just knock on the door, okay? Yeah, I'll get you a brand new cup so you just keep drinking that.
Thank you, Hunter. Detective, did you have an opportunity to speak to Miles Collins?
Yes, sir, I did.
Have you had a chance to review the entirety of the statement?
Yes, sir.
Windshield was previously been marked States 108. Have you had an opportunity to review what's on 108?
Yes, sir, I have.
What's on 108?
This is a redacted copy of my interview that I did with Miles Collins at Gwinnett County Police Headquarters.
Your Honor, we tender States 108 at this time.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
108 is admitted without objection.
Before we go into 108, I'd like to follow up and ask some questions about your interview with Mr. Hewley. Mr. Hewley indicated that he got rid of guns in his statement to you. Did you find evidence to the contrary?
Yes, sir, I did.
What'd you find?
So one of the steps that I took in my investigation was obtaining search warrants to do forensic examinations of each of the defendant's cell phones. When I received the results, the extraction for the forensic examination of Mr. Hewley's phone, I went through that, and I was able to find some text messages as well as photos on the phone that were not consistent with the statement that he gave regarding throwing the guns in a sewer.
I'm going to show you what's been previously marked and shown to defense counsel as States 109. Do you recognize States 109?
Yes, sir, I do.
How do you recognize States 109?
This is an image of a Smith & Wesson SD9VE firearm. This was a photograph that I located when I personally reviewed the forensic examination of Josiah Hewley's phone.
Did you have an opportunity to be provided a photograph from the victim's mom? It's previously been admitted into evidence that is similar to this, what's shown in States 109?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, Judge, we tender States 109 at this time.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 109 is admitted without objection.
What kind of firearm is depicted in States 109?
This is a Smith & Wesson SD9VE.
Judge, permission to publish States 109?
Yes, Mr. Miller.
Thank you. Is that the photograph that's contained in States 109?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm so sorry. What kind of firearm did you say it was?
It's a Smith & Wesson SD9VE.
Are there holsters different than a holster for a Glock?
Yes, sir. A lot of holsters in today's market are custom molded for the particular firearm that an individual is going to carry in that holster.
And were y'all able to discover the holster for States 109 that would contain a firearm like States 109?
Yes, sir.
Where'd y'all find that?
We located a empty holster on the passenger side seat of the victim, Bradley Coleman's Dodge Charger, and were able to determine that that holster was manufactured by CYA Supply Company, and it was specifically for a Smith & Wesson SD9VE.
I'm going to show you this been previously introduced into evidence. It's the States Exhibit 38. Ask you to open States 38.
You said you want me to open it?
I did.
No, ma'am, I got it.
What's States 38?
So this is actually a black amberite holster. This is the one that was recovered next to the victim's body.
Now that's next to the victim's body.
Correct.
And an amberite would hold what kind of firearm?
I don't recall being able to determine the specific firearm that this particular holster would hold.
In the defendant's statement, he said that the victim had his gun during the tussle, but the holster that would contain that gun is not the holster that was found by the body. Is that right?
Can you repeat that question?
So in the defendant's statement, he said that they were tussling and the victim was going for his gun, but the holster at the fight scene, or at least a struggle, is not the holster for the victim's firearm. Is that correct?
That is correct. The holster that was recovered next to the victim's body is this holster here, which is not for the Smith & Wesson SD9VE.
So I'm going to ask you to open States 39. States 39. And just for the record, I'm going to take the state where we still States 39. Do you recognize States 39?
Yes, sir, I do. This is a holster that we recovered off the front passenger seat of Mr. Coleman's Dodge Charger at the scene. It's specifically stamped on the holster CYA Supply Company, and then on the interior of the holster you can see where it's stamped SD9VE, indicating that it's for a Smith & Wesson SD9VE.
Same gun that's depicted on the screen of States 29?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's go into some of the cell phone extractions from Mr. Hewlett's phone. You indicated you're able to review those extractions.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Did you find messages that were relevant to your investigation?
Yes, sir, I did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States. I apologize for the number, Your Honor.
It's okay.
109A. 109A. Is that one of the extractions from Josiah Healy's phone that you were able to review relevant to this investigation?
Yes, sir, it is.
And that extraction contains a conversation. What does it contain?
This is a text message that was sent from Josiah Hewley's phone. It was sent on July 10th, 2022 at 12:52 p.m. It says, "Bruh, I got to talk to you, bruh."
Okay. And if you'll remove States 109A and flip through that. Does States 109 contain the entire conversation minutes after the homicide on July 10th, 2022 from Mr. Healy's phone?
Yes, sir, it does.
Judge, we tender States 109A.
No objection.
Your Honor, if I may just see it. please.
Certainly.
Your Honor, the only objection I have would be to texts that are explicitly from some unknown person.
I'm going to overrule that objection. I'm going to admit 109A over objection. I'm sorry, you haven't tendered it.
I tendered
Oh, you did tender, okay, I'm sorry, okay, I'm going to admit it over Ms. Drake's admission, objection.
Minutes after the homicide from Josiah Healy, would you read Mr. Healy's statement?
You want me to read each of the statements from Mr. Hewley?
Yes.
The first one says, "Bruh, I got to talk to you, bruh," followed by, "But I can't say it over the phone, bruh. Some shit just happened, bruh. Bruh, I'm in the car. I'm so blows. Bruh, we got to get out this car, wipe it down. What do you mean? More stuff like what? My bad, I was OTP, but I'm in the car. OTW home. I'm just stay out the way, it too much going on."
Thank you. If you'll rebag that for me. In reference to the firearm, and the firearm being thrown away, did you see a conversation between Josiah Healy attempting to sell that firearm?
Yes, sir, I did.
Make sure it's been previously marked as States 110, and ask if you'll look through it.
May I see that briefly, please?
Certainly.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Ask you to take a moment to familiarize yourself with States 110. Okay. Do you recognize States 110?
Yes, sir, I do.
What is States 110?
These are additional text messages that were recovered off of Josiah Hewley's phones, off of his phone. These particular messages are messages where he was trying to sell the firearm that he had stolen from the scene.
Your Honor, there's been no evidence that that picture is the gun that was taken from the vehicle.
Okay. Response.
Did Josiah Hewley's phone and the cell phone extraction contains photographs within it?
Yes, sir.
Was States 109, is that a photograph that was contained on Josiah Hewley's phone in the phone extraction?
Yes, sir.
Is that the same photograph contained within the messages of States 110?
Yes, sir, it is.
Judge, would you reach under States 110?
Your Honor, I object again. There is a picture in his phone. They have not established that that gun is the gun that they are saying was in the victim's vehicle or the victim's gun.
Okay. I'm going to overrule your objection. The State's Exhibit 110 comes in over objection.
Thank you. Permission to publish, well, would you read the statements of Josiah Hewley in his attempt to sell the firearm?
And Your Honor, if I could just object for just a second, the objection was to the question that was being asked, labeling it, speaking evidence that is not before this jury.
Okay.
For the actual exhibit itself, it would just be the same previous objection about other people's comments.
Okay.
But I understand that the court's ruling.
Right.
Thank you. Could you read Josiah Hewley's statements trying to sell the gun?
He says, "Yo, you trying to buy this gun, twin?"
Let me stop you real quick. When did he send that message?
This message was sent on July 10th, 2022 at 2:26 p.m.
And when did the shooting occur?
12:38 p.m. on July 10th, 2022.
Right. Please go ahead.
The next text message from Mr. Hewley's phone is an image of a firearm. It's the same image that was recovered from the forensic examination of his phone, the Smith & Wesson SD9 VE. There's no additional text in that message. It's just a picture of the firearm.
This contained on the screen? This same picture that's up there?
Yes, sir, correct.
Thank you.
And then he says he's finna sell it for $300 RN, twin. And the next message says, already sold it.
Thank you. You can push that back in there. Thank you. Were you able to review cell phone extractions of Mr. Booker?
Yes, sir.
And we've been discussing communications. In that cell phone extraction from Mr. Booker's phone, were you able to retrieve anything of interest?
Yes, sir.
Shooting was been marked as State's Exhibit number 11. Do you recognize State's 11?
Yes, sir, I do. This is a photograph that I recovered off of David Booker's phone when the forensic examination was completed. This is a photograph of Mr. Booker's driver's license, or I'm sorry, his identification card. It's not a driver's license.
Okay. And do you know from Mr. Booker's phone where that was sent to?
This is the same image that was sent to Zarek Reynolds for the purchase of the, I'm sorry, for the rental of the Mercedes.
With Tender States 111 111 at this time.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 111 is admitted without objection.
Can people rent cars with IDs, Georgia IDs?
It just depends on the type of rental it is, and what I mean by that is you can rent cars a variety of different ways. You can go to Enterprise and rent a vehicle. You can rent a vehicle through apps such as Turo, which allows people, private individuals that own vehicles, to rent their vehicles out. You could rent individuals from other people like Zarek Rentals. The way that he did his was more advertised on social media and word of mouth. There's different ways to rent vehicles out. People that rent them out, whether it's a legitimate company, an individual, whoever it is, they all have different policies and procedures for what they're going to require to rent a vehicle to somebody.
I'd like to direct your attention to the interview with Miles Collins, and Judge, with your permission, I'd like to publish that interview at this time.
Mr. Melvin Collins?
Yes, ma'am, State's 108.
Okay, I've got 108 Booker interview. Maybe I've got it wrong. Is it Collins?
Yes, ma'am, I'm so sorry, Judge.
No, that's okay. I may have written it down wrong. So,
How long's the video?
7 minutes.
all right. So 108 is Collins.
Judge, Mr. Lewis brings up a point, this question. Comfort break?
Certainly. Certainly.
Thank you.
Let's take a 10-minute morning break. Well,